Man accused of murdering his ex-wife. And breaking news from Spokane County Court right now, where late this afternoon a jury reached that guilty verdict for Clay Starbuck after just about 7 hours of deliberation. He now faces life in prison for killing his ex-wife Chanin in her Deer Park home in December of 2011. KXLY4's Jeff Humphrey live at the courthouse tonight. And Jeff, not a very long deliberation for quite the complex case.
No, Nadine, I think that the speed with which the jury reached a verdict in this case speaks volumes about the strength that the state had. Prosecutors were not required to, but did set out to prove to the jury several motives, specifically that Clay Starbuck was both angry and jealous that his recently divorced wife wasted little time going out and meeting and dating other men. Another motive was greed, that Clay Starbuck owed his ex-wife more than $9,000 in back child support, and if she was no longer living, he would no longer have to make those payments. The jury apparently hit on the state's contention that Clay Starbuck actually predicted that Chanin Starbuck would be murdered just 9 days before she was found dead inside her Deer Park home. Starbuck told a woman at a parent-teacher conference, no less, that the mother of his children was acting very promiscuous and that it wouldn't surprise him if she wound up dead with her throat slit. Additionally, the jury heard about the ghost texting, that somebody picked up Chanin Starbuck's phone after she was already dead and continued to text those new boyfriends. Today we spoke with Chanin Starbuck's mother, Melanie. She says that she's relieved to hear the verdict, but she's still very concerned about her grandchildren that have now lost both parents due to this killing.
The death penalty would be too easy. Put him in prison with his kind, where I hope he gets what he deserves every day. And he will. He's all about himself. He's all about him.
And there really is no uncertainty, Nadine, to exactly how long Clay Starbuck will spend in prison. Today, this same jury, despite the complexity of this case, also quickly wrestled with the notion of whether or not there were aggravating factors in this case. They found the existence of those factors, several of them, and in fact, for them to find just one means that Clay Starbuck will now be sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Meanwhile, his defense team says they are going to appeal this conviction immediately. They feel that the court made several errors both before this trial started as well as during the trial, and that the jury did not have a full picture of this case. Nadine?
Jeff, you just talked to Chanin Starbuck's mother. She's obviously, as you mentioned, concerned about the grandchildren. You talked to the Starbuck children. They were convinced their father didn't do this.
And they still feel that way, and they feel like the criminal justice system has let them down. They feel like a lot of exculpatory evidence that showed that perhaps someone else was responsible for this killing, was not heard by the jury, and they are the true losers in this case because they have lost both their mom and their dad, and some of these kids are still in middle school, and so it's a real tragedy for Chanin's family, but it's an equal tragedy for the surviving kids. Fortunately, they're in the hands of two older Starbuck boys who seem very capable and up to the difficult task of raising these children, but I worry they're going to go through their life thinking that our dad got falsely convicted, and they'll never come to grips with the reality that Clay Starbuck did kill their mother.
Yeah. All right. Thanks so much, Jeff, reporting live from the Spokane County Courthouse this evening.